Looking back on it, Kevin Garnett was concerned it wouldn't all work out. It was 2007, and Garnett, coming off his 10th All-Star selection, had just been dealt to the Boston Celtics as the final piece of an offseason shakeup in Boston, which paired him with future Hall of Famers Paul Pierce and Ray Allen. The expectation was championship or bust for that group. Anything else would have been a failure. At the time, it simply was not fair. But then again, at the time, they were also ahead of the game. They were also letting people know this is how the future of the NBA is going to look. Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, yes, they did win an NBA championship, and yes, they did lose one. But still, they were ahead of the game and letting the world know this is the future of the NBA. Forming star trios had been the well-worn formula for building championship teams for decades in the NBA, even before the Boston Celtics did it in 2007. It dates back to the Celtics' history reigning in the 60s, to the Showtime's Laker dominance in the 80s, to the Bulls' 6 titles in the 90s. The only difference between the 60s, the 80s, and the 90s, these teams were built by the draft. They weren't out chasing superstar, all-star players. That's how teams were built early on. Michael Jordan never went after free agent, the Karl Malone or Gary Payton. No, he did it with the group he had. Still, the 2007-2008 season was the first time it had been done with such intention in the new millennium. And the spotlight was shining bright on that Boston Celtics team as much as then Boston general manager Danny Ainge, who was the architect and who built this team. It would be up to the players to make it work. Then again, it doesn't always work out. Look at the Lakers from this season. LeBron, Russell Westbrook, and Anthony Davis. The script in hand, they followed it to the NBA Finals. That's what the Celtics did and ultimately won their 17th. The secret, Garnett said, was they were all brought in to work and sacrifice, and it would take to realize their goal. But the Big Three blueprint doesn't guarantee success. This season is proving more than ever that star power on paper simply isn't enough. The Lakers have struggled since adding former MVP Russell Westbrook alongside LeBron James and Anthony Davis. And in year 2 of Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, look what happened there. James Harden ended up bolting. Actually, he got traded to the Sixers, and Brooklyn quite doesn't look to have a foundation built to support a championship run. Then again, the Lakers also look like they don't have any stability, and their chances of making it to the NBA Finals again is not going to happen. The Lakers simply look lost, simply look like they're not even going to make it to the playing game. It just goes to show you that forming a Big Three of superstar doesn't always work out.